So hello everyone. Today myself Sriram, 21BDS034, DSA 888 Dharwad. So today here we are to discuss about our cloud computing project, LLM agent using GraphRAG. These are my teammates, myself Sriram, Sadik and Shubham. This is our Professor Dr. Anmesh Chaturvedi, whose valuable guidance and mentorship helped throughout our project and achieve our goals. We are very thankful to you. Next, moving on to project problem statement. So we have tried to leverage the whole power of computing, cloud computing, and recently trending and developed topic, which has higher scope LLMs. So we try to bring a combined project which could be very helpful and useful. So our project is basically building an LLM agent that uses knowledge retrieval augmented generation (KGRAG). LLM agent could basically refer to a chatbot. So what is knowledge graph retrieval augmented generation? For that we have to understand RAG. So RAG is a large language model that involves technique of incorporating external information from a separate database into a text generation process. So what does this mean? This means that we can have a separate database. So when our LLM answers a query, our LLM takes the context from the database. Suppose we have the whole data of our college. So if we ask personal details of any faculty or anything from our college, our LLM will be able to answer by taking the data from our database. So this is a basic architecture of RIG. So user enters his prompt. We get the context from our document, which is stored in vector form. LLM processes it and gives an output. Next, limitations of RAG. RAG could undergo many hallucinations due to unreliable data. It is computationally exhaustive and resource intensive. So we have come up with a solution known as knowledge graph RAG. So what does this mean? So it is a modified version of RAG where the data or document is stored in a graph form. So they are stored in nodes and connections. Let me show you how it actually works. So we have used a cloud database Neo4j to store a graph database. So we have a database of movies. So the whole data is stored in such structure form which helps in easy data retrieval, known as graph RAG. So advantages of graph RAG. Graph RAG structures the data, which reduces hallucinations, provides us proper reasoning on how the data is retrieved, making it easier to understand how it comes up with such answers, unlike RAG. So comparisons with RAG. So RAG just gives us a basic answer. We don't know how its source or anything, but graph RAG provides us the whole context on how it derived the data because it is very structured in a graph format. Let me show you a brief of how our code works. So here we have used Neo for cloud database, uh, and we have used an LLM. LLM is just like OpenAI. We can use Mistral AI, Gemini, or anything. So when we ask a query like what movies, we have already fed it a database of movies. What movies did Kate Winston acted in? So we get a whole context, like all notes. So he acted in these titles, like Sense of Sensibility, Heavenly Creatures, and etc.
Let's see about the dataset we have used for our project. We took our dataset from a very large dataset called MovieLens 25, which contains around 1,60,000 movie-related data. Our dataset is a subset of it, which contains 8,964 movies released between 1900 and 2016. And our dataset has columns such as release date, cast, director, IMDb rating, genre, etc. As our data is a bit large, it can also be used for a movie recommendation system, and as it is very useful for analyzing trends in movie releases, etc. So we put our data in a cloud graph database called Neo4j, where our data is stored as relationships and nodes. There are around 27,770 nodes and 65,326 relationships, which represent our data. So this is the tabular form of our data set. It contains a release date, title, actor, director, genre, IMDb rating. So we have created an instance in Neo4j, which is a cloud graph database, and we have wrote a cipher query to represent our data in nodes and relationships. Here, the nodes can be the people, the movies, and the genres, and the relationships are in genre, directed, acted in. So this is a sample how our data is present. How our data is present in the graph database. Here you can see the blue node represents the genres, and the green node represents the movies. You can see the Toy Story is in the genre of fantasy, animation, comedy. Okay, now let's see about the project architecture. So we have built three tools: data analysis, search engine, and knowledge graph, which is nothing but a graph RAG. So we have built a LangChain agent on it, which uses these three tools. So when a user asks a query, our agent will take a decision to use one of these tools and will answer according to that tool. Now let's see how our graph RAG works. So when a user asks a query, a cipher query is generated from the NLLM, and now this cipher query is used to get a chunk from the graph database. And now we have our question. We have a question, and we have a chunk which is related to that question. Now we will pass these two to the NLLM, and we will get the final answer. Now let's see how our LangChain agent your thought process works. So our LangChain agent uses a zero-shot React description as a thought process. So when a user asks a query, first it will give a thought, and based on the thought, and it will take an action, and based on that action, and based on that output, it will give an observation whether to terminate or it should iterate or not. So based on that, it will goes on and on and until it gets a correct answer. Now let's see another feature of our project, which is the visualization. So we have used Microsoft Leader for it. So which uses a Chat GPT and GPT-4 for visualization and infographics. It has features such as Summarizer, Goal Explorer, Wins Generator, and Infographer. So we have used Infographer for visualizations. So let's see the demo for these tools. Now let's ask a question: how many movies are there, and give me the average IMDb rating of all the movies. Now let's see how our agent answers this question. So as you can see, it's performing a chain of thoughts here. So first, it's using the pandas data frame agent, which is used for the data analysis. So it's taking an action, and based on the output, it's observing and giving it a thought. So in the first iteration itself, it got an answer that there are 8,964 movies, and the average IMDb rating is 6.71. So let's see the another question here. How are Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio related? If we ask this question, it's giving an output. It's using graph cipher query chain, which is nothing but graph RAG. So first, it's giving the cipher query as output. Now this cipher query is used in the graph database for retrieving a chunk, and based on the chunk, we will get the answer here. So based on that, we got an answer like Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio are related through acting in the movies Titanic and Revolutionary Road, which is the correct answer.
We have deployed our model on Amazon EC2 server. So Amazon EC2 is the cornerstone of cloud computing, epitomizes innovation efficiency in the digital realm. Its hallmark feature redefined the way businesses deploy application, ensuring scalability, versatility, and unparalleled security. We can see the instant detail here. So instant ID of RAG chatbot, and we are using instant type T2.micro. Public IPv4 DNS is this 213 something south 1.compute.amazon. Now, uh, we'll talk about Amazon EC2 architecture. So feature of Amazon EC2 is scalability, instant type, security, integration, and global availability. We can see the global use of Amazon EC2 across the world and also in India. Also, we can see the architecture of Amazon EC2. So we are using private key that is provided by Amazon EC2 itself to connect to the Amazon server through internal gateway. Now we will see the live presentation of our model to server. This our model RAG chatbot, and the instant ID is this one, and instant state is running right now. And type we have chosen is t2.micro. So now we can go here, and we have to copy this public IPv4 DNS. Now we have to go to WinSCP to run our model on EC2 platform. So we have to give the host name, and now username is Ubuntu, and the password is uh, that is shared by the Amazon itself, that is SSH key. So we have to give your private key file, that is this one, and now we have to enter OK. So now it is connecting to Amazon EC2 server. Now it has been connected. Now we will run the command to run our model on EC2 platform. So yes, this one is running. We can see that. So the port number that is shared by this is 8501. So this is the chatbot that use knowledge graph to answer the question. So first we'll use knowledge graph. So we want to ask about, let's say, who acted in Titanic. So so we can see uh, here he has given the Titanic actors. So the name is Kate Winslet, Leonard DiCaprio, Kathy Bates, Billie Jean, and others. Now we can also uh, put CSV file here and ask the question from that CSV file. So here I have movies file. I'm entering that, and now we can ask the question. Let's say who is the director of of. Now we'll ask the question. This question on the basis of CSV file. So let me open the CSV file. So this is the CSV file. So let's ask who is the director of Heat. So it will give the answer on the basis of this. So it's saying Michael Mann. So you can see Heat, the director of Heat is Michael Mann on the CSV file. We can see that. And also we have a, conversation history that is saving here. Other we have the data visualization feature. So here we can browse our file. So same, I'm browsing the movie file, and here we can generate any type of graph. Let's say I want to generate a histogram of director and uh, IMDb rating. So it has generated histogram of director and IMDb rating. So you can see the median of IMDb rating is 6.9, and also it has generated the frequency in this manner. We have other features also. So we can ask who is the CEO of Google. So we don't have here any type of CSV file, and also we are not using any graph REG. So it will answer the question on the basis of Google browser. So we can see the CEO of Google is Sundar Pichai. Thank you.